So I want to clear up a common misconception about Christianity. You've probably seen the pictures with like the thin, skinny, nice-looking road with like one person walking on it, and the big road with a bunch of crowds pushing through, and it's labeled like road to heaven, road to hell, and all that, or maybe like I believe in Jesus versus I follow Jesus. Maybe you've heard the saying you're either on your way to heaven or you're on your way to hell, like all these things. That's a common misconception, and here's why. I'm not saying that it's a misconception that there is, the straight and narrow road to heaven, because the Bible literally says that, Jesus is the way. Here's the misconception, that there's another way. There is no other way. And you're saying, well, there's the way to hell. There isn't. You're either walking with Jesus or you're already doomed in hell. You're already in hell. John 3:18, I believe it is. Yeah, John 3:18 states, if you're not on your way to heaven, you are already doomed to hell. It's not a matter of you're on your way to hell. You're already there. Jesus is the way. Think of it like this. If Jesus is the way, he's the way, not a way. He's not the way to heaven among many roads that lead to other places. He's the way. There are no other roads. Think of it like this. Think of it like an empty wasteland with one road. You're either on that road or you're wandering around aimlessly off the road. Why is this so important that I'm bringing it up? It sounds like you're arguing semantics here. Well, here's why it's so important. When we define Christianity as there are two roads, heaven and hell, here's what so often ends up happening. You'll take a subject, like, let's be controversial for a second and say drinking. And what you'll do is you'll boil it down to 2 points so you can label road to heaven and road to hell, and you'll make it that. When really, it's somewhere in the middle. You'll say something like, getting drunk is a sin, so to be on the road to heaven, you can't even touch a grape. That's not what the Bible says. Like, Jesus' first miracle was making wine. But, on the counter side, you're right. Getting drunk is biblically a sin. But the way is that middle ground. In the Old Testament, it talks a lot about the laws, and what it says is, we will not turn to the right or to the left. There's legalism and there's lawlessness. But Christianity is in that middle zone, walking on the way. You're either on one side of the road or the other side of the road, or you're on the road. Christianity is not this black and white statements. Yes, it is black and white of you're either on the road or off the road, but it's not these black and white statements all the time of you can't do anything involving this subject. Like sex, you can't have sex at all. Sex is a sin. No. You have it the way God intended it. You don't have it in a way that God didn't intend it, and you don't remove it from yourself when God's trying to give it to you. You do things God's way, or there is no way. Jesus is the way. You do it his way, not the church's way, not society's way, Jesus' way, what it says in the Bible, or you're off the road.